If you're watching this episode of the podcast on YouTube, just want to remind you that we stream live every Monday evening exclusively for first members at roosterteeth.com. If you'd like a 30-day free trial, just click the link in the description below, and Burnie will stop yelling at me.
Yeah, that's the stuff.
Click it, please.
One of my great uncles used to work. I don't know what he was doing. I think in construction or something like that. At one point,
to freeze bodies and smash them.
Well, no, they were exhuming corpses and moving them to a different cemetery because they were going to build on the old cemetery.
Dude, stay the fuck away from your uncle.
And back in the day, they didn't know, they didn't have the machines and stuff like that to know if someone was dead.
And that movie was called Poltergeist.
They didn't have the machines to know whether or not somebody was dead.
They didn't have the 5 signs of death yet.
Well, they didn't have the machine, machine, the death machine.
The deathometer.
Listen, no, they didn't have a heart rate monitor and stuff like that. This is way
like
back
a
when.
stethoscope.
So anyways, they're exhuming these bodies.
That makes
Sometimes
sense.
the coffin would fall apart because it's been down there and it's been decomposed and stuff like that. And they'd find bodies they'd find scratch marks within the coffin because people would be buried alive.
No,
I shit you not.
They were screwing with little Blaine.
No. My mom told me this.
How many they find? Like a half dozen of these?
There's a pretty good amount. I don't know.
People used to get buried alive all the time by
Are you calling my mother a liar?
I'm not calling your mother a liar.
You're calling my mother a liar.
I'm saying your uncle's a liar and he told your mother a lie and she passed it along because she trusts her brother. Is her brother?
No, it's her uncle. So it's my great uncle.
It's your great uncle.
So her uncle decided to play a practical joke on his niece.
It's not a practical joke. It's real.
And then
the
she
X
passed
don't
it on
lie.
to you.
The X. That my mom is an ECK.
You should use a stethoscope on that story.
Also, my grandma almost got buried alive. She had a super heavy cold. They started getting her body ready and stuff like that. Apparently, what they used to do is they cut off a lock of hair before burying you because you had a lock of hair or whatever. I don't know why. And they poked her with the scissors when they're cutting her, and then it woke her up. So can you imagine being at that funeral where it's
Do you think that happened?
I think it's.
Did you grow up in an ancient Native American tribe or something? I mean, what are we learning here?
I'm part Native American. Look at my belt.
Blaine is from the 1200s when they didn't know how to bury people.
Look at my belt.
Here's
America.
Here's a really interesting thing, though, is that his uncle dug up bodies and moved them.
Right.
Spoiler alert for a movie that came out in the mid-'80s, Poltergeist by Steven Spielberg. It turns out that it's Tobe Hooper directed. I don't want to get people yelling at me that Steven Spielberg didn't actually direct the movie.
Tobe Hooper? What?
Tobe Hooper. They moved the bodies and they built a suburban neighborhood over the old cemetery, but they didn't move the bodies. That was the big trick. So that's what caused all the spiritual activity in the area. My uncle, to bring this back around to the uncle story, my uncle
Great uncle?
is not my great uncle. That would make it really very coincidental. My uncle is in the movie Poltergeist, and he's the guy that they explain it to that sets up the whole premise for the movie. He's the guy looking at a house, and Craig T. Nelson, his character, explains to my uncle Noel Conlon how they relocated stuff. Or how they built the suburban area in phases.
Broadcast, find that. I want to find that clip. What does your uncle look like?
He just looks like a dude from the 80s.
He looks like a first-time home buyer in the 80s.
He the entire time I've known him, he has never hit zero in the death-o-meter. Not one time. He's a very healthy individual.
Listen. Wait, zero means no death, though. And 1 is death.
What does this machine look like?
They don't it's a heart rate monitor. I think I was referring to a heart rate monitor.
I just imagine this guy pulls
Is that him?
Okay, so that's the scene. That's Craig T. Nelson's boss. No, they're in a kitchen. I don't think they're going to have this still of this shot. He's in the kitchen talking to my uncle. You don't know what my uncle looks like in the control room, but look up Noel Conlon, and you'll be able to find him that way.
Yeah, I just go through his IMDb.
I just think bury somebody under a tree. There's a thing where you can get an urn now, and they put a tree as part of it. They plant the whole thing. I think that's dope because I like the idea of you becoming a tree.
Yeah,
That's really
cool.
cool.
when they just tuck you in a fetal position.
Did you ever read any Orson Scott Card books? I'm asking, knowing that probably no one has.
That's insulting.
Did you read anything beyond Ender's Game?
No.
So xenophobia, there's this thing about animals becoming trees. It's like a second stage of their life where the trees are alive and they communicate slowly over a long period of time. It was nice.
Time moves differently for a tree?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. And it's the way they communicate with each other is very drawn out.
How fucking lame would it be to just
Is
be a tree, though?
I don't know.
If you get fed to a wolf, then you're part of the wolf. And you get to go hump other wolves. And
why is it all... Okay, I want to say something here.
What?
Why does it always come back to humping and sex with you? Because we talked about this...
Because I'm young and I'm horny.
We talked about this tree thing before, and you said that it would be awesome to be a tree and have like your grandkids under you losing their virginity.
To make acorns all day.
And now you're talking about being in a wolf so that this wolf can hump other
Think
wolves.
about it, Blaine. You can like in the spring you fucking pollinate all over everybody. Take it.
You drop that pollen all over cars.
You're pollinating on people's cars. Real life, dude. You're loving it.
Making people sneeze.
Burnie changed my mind. I'll be a tree.
Pollinate straight up people's noses.
Making them sneeze with your tree jizz. People are allergic to it.
Climb me hard.
By the way, it's coming. Allergy season in Austin is coming.
Oh no!
Oh no, but don't even move.
I don't have any towels.
God, that is the lamest thing. Gavin just spilled his beer everywhere. Didn't move a muscle. Like, didn't attempt to, like...
I don't have anything to absorb.
Just let it happen.
What would you have done there? Do you want me to pick it up
Picked
and
it up
do
and
it all over the carpet?
gone, sip, 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 and made it stop.
I could have
We
done
went
that.
to Blaine and I went to Brandon's wedding over the weekend, and Brandon, I had just had a new drink put down right in front of me. Brandon came by to say hello, as married couples do, and he got to the table, then he immediately, with his arm, just knocked my entire drink right into my lap. It went from the time it was on the table to it was in my lap. It might have been about 3 seconds.
Can I ask you a question? When you do that, when you knock over a glass, you've done this before, right?
Yes.
It's awful. Do you guys get an adrenaline rush when that happens, unlike anything else? Do you
No,
have anything
not in a
like that?
good way.
When I knock something over, I don't know. I have a reaction to it. It's like I'm like Tom Hanks in Saving Private Ryan, where the whole world gets flat and like I hear things from a distance. I do. I get like this really, and it only happens when I knock over a glass with water.
Imagine
in it.
you spilling a glass, all of your vision goes like, and then you just dive out a window.
No, it's like I get like this reaction, like, oh my god, it's like, and I don't know why. So you guys don't have that at all ever.
I know I get a little bit of rush because it's just like, like it's
I
like
get
an
that.
impulsive.
If I catch the drink before it spills, you get like, yeah, that was cool.
No, that's
But
cool.
That's about it though.
Then you got to find a way to play it off. It's like a trick shot video.
Yeah, we went to what is that place called? Sesame Street, but like Mexican Sesame Street.
Plaza Sesamo.
Plaza Sesamo.
Is that what it's called?
This was the most surreal theme park because it was like barren. There was like no one there, but like maybe 20 kids running around. And it was one of those things that they didn't have the park fully staffed, so there were some rides that were shut down. And there were some rides that you'd go up to them, and then they would break, and then they'd be like, hey, come back in 5 minutes, and then you'd go back and you'd
No
ride the
way.
rides.
Seriously?
Yeah, we did it too. There was one, that was like, it spun you in the air. I thought I was going to die. And you could hear like the engine backfiring while you were on
No
the ride.
shit.
It
That's
was
awesome.
It was such a weird, like Barbara got kidnapped with the pink one. I don't know. And then they followed us around.
What's the video? You got kidnapped by the pink one. What does
There
that
was like a
mean?
pink, like
Muppet.
whatever the fuck Muppet Sesame,
Sesame
thing.
Street. Was it Pink Elmo?
No, it was a girl pink thing. I don't know. Yeah, it grabbed her by the hand and started leading her away, and we were like, ah, ha ha ha! And then after a while, we're like, oh, it's taking her.
We'll never see her again.
And
Did
then
you go, Gus?
It followed us around.
No, I would have liked to have gone.
You didn't
It
get invited?
sounded like a really fun time.
You were in Mexico. Why didn't you go?
I went all the way down to Mexico.
So you went all the way down to Mexico with Gus,
Yeah.
and then didn't invite him when you guys went out. You literally went as a group. Did you go in the bus with them?
I didn't. I was out of town, so
Had
to fly to
I hadn't
Mexico.
seen you before then. I don't know if I was.
Did you fart on him
in
again?
town? Huh? What? I didn't fart on him.
You farted on him emotionally.
I did fart a lot in the bus though. That bus. Was,
That makes me glad I
Gus is
didn't take the
not
bus.
saying anything, but Gus is looking straight ahead of this computer.
I'm looking for information right now.
Are you looking for information
about Plaza Sesame.
I'm trying to find out the name of the pink character.
Yeah.
Elmo.
It followed us around though. We went into a gift shop. It was like it looked like a gift shop from like North Korea because there was like no one in there and like there was like not that many things being sold. And then we looked outside and it was like looking in at us, like watching us. It was funny, but it was also got a little strange.
No, we just Gus and I we listened to you talk the way you described it. It was like a gift shop in North Korea. It's like so fucking specific.
It's like, oh yeah, of course, you know exactly what that's like.
Yeah, it was like a convenience store in Yemen.
You know those Yemeni clerks.
Gift shop in North Korea. How many of those have you been in? How is this like an unrelatable thing?
No, it just seemed like it was just a very empty place that had like really strange things for sale. And
What do you think is the most unrelatable simile that's ever been?
I don't know.
Cut.
I'm trying to think of it. I can't even imagine it.
You know when you're digging a hole on the moon? and you
Yeah.
have that-
You know when you find yourself in a penguin den?
But on the way back, since I didn't take the bus, I had to fly because I flew from Monterey to Houston, Austin. And you guys know there was, I guess, a lot of bad weather over the weekend here in Austin, lots of rain.
Yeah.
So when I was flying from Houston to Austin, Normally it's like a 45-minute flight, probably even less, but it took like an hour and a half because it had to fly around all the weather. And I could tell like we're getting ready to start our descent. I was like, okay, I need to run. I'm gonna take a piss. And then like right before I get up to go to the bathroom, this woman gets up, goes to the bathroom. I'm like, all right, I'll wait till she's done. And she must have been taking a dump or something because I'm sitting there forever. And then finally she gets out, like, okay, I'm gonna run back there and take a piss. So I run back. The seatbelt sign is on at this point. You know, we're beginning our descent. I'm like, all right, I unzip my pants, standing up, start peeing. The second piss starts coming out of my dick, turbulence. And it's like a fire hose that you can't control. So I'm like trying to aim piss into the toilet while the plane's doing this.
Trying to hit a moving target.
Are you one of those
It's the
people that
boss
when
battle.
you start, you can't
I
stop?
cannot stop.
I don't understand that.
I cannot
I've
stop.
never
I
I mean,
understood
I
that.
can stop for like 10 seconds, but I'm not going to be able to stop and pull my pants back up. and
Yeah, you're not
stuff.
gonna go back to business.
Yeah.
Like you can't half empty.
No.
And
Right?
this was not.
But I can stop too. I can like.
This was not a brief moment of turbulence. This was the beginning of a long period of turbulence.
Oh really?
So I stayed in there. I drenched that bathroom, and I was trying to get out, but the turbulence was so bad I couldn't open the door
Jesus.
because it was like I would try to push it, but then I would get like thrown back, so I couldn't.
So were
move
you like
forward.
coming bouncing off the ground and stuff?
Yes, it was
it
very
hurt?
rough. It was very rough.
And where were you at this point in the world?
Between Houston and Austin.
Between Houston. So okay, so you were coming to Austin.
Yeah.
Got it.
So like eventually, I managed to shove my way out of the door, and I come out into the galley, and the flight attendant is literally sitting on the ground.
Wow.
She's like sitting on the ground, bracing herself with the cart. She looks at me and she goes, "You better sit on the ground too." So I had to sit on the ground with the flight attendant in the galley to wait for the turbulence
on,
to
like,
subside a bit. And
people's
she was like,
pissed prints.
"Okay, run to your seat." It was
Jeez.
some of the worst turbulence I'd experienced,
You know, I
and it was right when I had my dick in my hand. So
Did
that
anyone-
was perfect timing.
Did anyone laugh at you when you came out and sat on the ground?
No,
piss on yourself at all?
huh?
Did you get, like, piss
No,
on
I
your
did not.
legs?
I managed to avoid that.
I'd like to imagine you came out just like covered in piss, just drenched.
I think you
Did
just
you clean
came
the
up
bathroom?
with.
No, I was trying to get out of there.
Really? So you pissed all over the bathroom and you didn't clean anything?
I think I just found my dream episode of Slow Mo Guys.
Did you really?
I was just trying to get out of there. The turbulence was really bad.
So you pissed all over a bathroom and did not clean it up. I don't know, man.
It was life or death.
How far off target were you?
It was in the vicinity
Couldn't open the door.
of
Did
the
you
toilet.
piss on the flusher?
No, I don't think I got any on the flusher.
Okay. 'Cause that's the only thing people touch in there.
True.
In the tap.
Probably should have gone to the sink at that point. Just piss in the sink because it's like right there.
That's a smaller hole, though.
Yeah.
But it's like at level, so
Oh,
it's
it's
not
at
like there's
penis
no
level.
trajectory
Right.
to account
There's
for.
less physics involved.
All right.
I was just trying to stay on the bull.
Stay on target.
I was just
Stay on
Could have
target.
sat down.
So why do they want you on the ground?
I could have. I guess I could have.
Call me crazy.
But then it would have come back up on you.
They wanted me on the. I guess because they didn't want my head too close to the roof since I didn't have a seatbelt on.
I don't want you to bang your head.
I don't want you to bang my
It's
head.
not about falling down. It's about topping out.
What if you had knocked yourself unconscious? And
I
somebody
thought
come
about
on
it.
you, your dick is out. You're like,
I thought about it. I had like one hand on the ceiling, like trying to make
Well,
sure that I
in
didn't
most-
hit my head.
Airplane bathrooms too. It's like this little
slope. Yeah.
slope right there. That I mean, you're for me. I'm practically hitting my head on it anyway. So you must be in the same situation because you're just barely shorter than I am.
Yeah,
That always upsets Gus.
I'm not shorter than Burnie.
He absolutely. I'm the tallest person. in the
You know
company.
those toilets, though?
That is
You're
bullshit.
not. Adam Ellis. Adam
Well,
Baird.
Nah,
Brian.
I'm at the real company. Not this fucking thing we have today.
You know, those toilets, though, they're not the kind that have water in them already. They're usually just sort of locked in. So when you piss in them, they fill up. So if you were doing twos, it would be storing all of your piss and poo. And if that was when turbulence hit, there's no way it wouldn't have sloshed
Oh,
into your undercarriage.
why does your mind go to this? Because it was so gross.
Good point.
Yeah, it's a good point. Sorry, it was an excellent point.
I mean, that must have happened before.
Just hit the button.
I wonder if a poo has ever leapt from the bottom of the bowl out onto the floor in a plane.
What
I
do
bet
you
it
do?
has.
What do you do, Gavin? That happens to you. What are you doing?
Leave. You do a Gus. You get up. You leave.
Really? It's your turn.
What you do? It's like the parking. It's like the parking lot. Someone comes in. They're like,
gonna
I was
be
having a
wet.
fine day. Now there's a shit on the floor.
It's gonna be a piss-soaked turd. And it's not. You're not gonna be able to pick it up in one piece. It'll crumble.
Blaine's taking pictures with it. He's taking selfies with that. If that happens, you know he is.
You almost did that to yourself.
Yeah. I'd probably just apologize a lot and be like, I can't handle that.
Just a giant roly-poly on the ground.
Or I'd ask for gloves. You can do anything with rubber gloves.
You would not pick up your own shit with a glove.
What would you
No,
do
you
with
wouldn't. You'd
after
be
you-
doing this.
After you were done, what would you do with the glove?
Well, you turn them inside out, don't you? Bin them.
Bin 'em. Okay.
Would you go?
Oh my god.
Why are what? Yeah, I don't. Yeah, never mind.
It's just
Not
too
gonna- not
much.
gonna Get into it. Yeah.
It's just too much.
It's all right.
Blade, you took it too far.
We've lost Gavin. So I went and did something this weekend. I went to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I've never.
Cheesesteaks.
Oh, so freaking good. Really so good. Although, I got to say, there's a really great cheesesteak that's in Austin. And now it's like having gone to Philadelphia, never been there before. Lovely city.
I had a Quiznos once.
Absolute. Oh, really? Well, okay, well, never mind my story. I got to hear this.
Let's hear about this Quiznos cheese.
Honestly, I'm still stuck on the turd
How'd you
story.
get in?
So now I'm thinking of.
Did you have a reservation?
Cheesesteaks and turds.
Are you?
Do you know a guy?
Were you talking about way South Philly?
No, I'm talking.
And I watched The Nice Guys, and
Good movie.
they censored the audio.
Oh, what?
Really? They bleeped it?
No, they dubbed it. Like instead of fuck, people would say fudge. I was like, I'm wearing fucking headphones. Like who?
Weird.
I chose to watch this movie.
Yeah.
I watched that movie on a plane. It was just normal movie.
Yeah, and I didn't realize it. At first, I was like, oh, that must be his character. He's like, he's not gonna curse. I was like, nope. It's everyone.
I love when like
Good
they
flick.
have to redub their dialogue, and people they just fuck with it completely,
Fudge
Like-
with it.
fudge with it completely. Like it's John Goodman in the Big Lebowski, and he says when he's beating the hell out of the car.
Yeah, this is what you get for fucking a stranger in the ass.
Yeah, so we get for fucking stranger in the ass. You know what the dubbed version of that is?
No.
This is what happens when you meet a stranger in the Alps.
What
happens,
Larry?
I think they tried to find something that was like phonetically matched his mouth, and so that's what they came up with.
Here, let me read this thing here.
I'm gonna play Big Lebowski. Is that okay?
Yeah, go.
Okay, so
we
I
won't get flagged, will we? Audio?
I don't know.
It's one of my favorite movies.
I'm playing this though without having like vetted this in any way, so we'll see if it works.
YouTube poop.
This is the censored version of Big Lebowski.
You see what happens, Larry? You see what happens when you find a stranger in the Alps?
And it's John.
What happens, Larry? You see what happens, Larry? That's what happens when you feed a scrambled eggs.
When you fool a stranger.
Yeah, when you feed scrambled eggs to a baby, I think it's what
John Turturro's making another, directing a movie, and he's bringing back his Jesus character from Big Lebowski, but I don't know if it's like in the same.
it's like my
universe.
least favorite character in that movie.
The Jesus.
Yeah, it's just like
You don't let shot when they're doing the bowling balls?
I actually like the guy he's with more, who's just like
fat
who
mustache.
just doesn't say a word and just like is like his sidekick. I don't know. It's like every character in a Coen Brothers movie is interesting, and I think people really latched on to the Jesus character. I get that most people liked him, but I think I felt like I don't know. I felt like a knee jerk like film aficionado thing. I don't like Jesus that much. Everybody's like super into Jesus, but I actually like Donnie way more.
I liked John giving 12-year-olds dude.
What's that?
Well, he was a child molester. He's like 12-year-olds dude.
Pederast.
Pederast, sorry.
Pederast.
That's how I learned that word.
Although I genuinely didn't like the cowboy
I
character.
started using that snoring app you talked about.
Yeah, the Snore Lab.
I got some serious snores going on.
Dude.
I
I
pissed
find I
out.
snore now. Now that I'm more aware of it, I find that like I'm correcting myself.
Utter bollocks.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so.
The fastest
You
back down.
totally gave up on it, right?
you're right.
Yeah, I mean,
I just like your body is why you snore.
go ahead.
Big dude, like a bear. Bears snore.
It's all position too. It's like when I'm like this on a plane, I just think I'm like gonna go like. I try to like put my head in a way that I can't snore. Is that you?
God.
But he's not a big dude. Gus is not like.
Hours of that.
Hear Esther-
Hours.
Does Esther have earplugs?
Esther's like, shut the fuck up.
She's gotten used to it, bless her.
No, it's true. The girlfriends, the significant others, they adapt. Like on The Amazing Race, Blair from The Amazing Race goes, there was a whole leg where she was dead fucking tired because we all slept in this one room, and she said, Burnie, you snored so fucking loud. She didn't swear. She goes, you snored so loud all night. She goes, you kept me awake all night.
That's much better.
Yeah. And I loved imitating Blair because she's so much fun. But and I was like, I didn't snore. I go, it's the camera guy right next to me who's snoring. And Ashley goes, it wasn't Burnie. She goes, if he snores, I wake up. I'm now convinced it was absolutely me. And I just kept her awake all night. So
Yeah, I've shared a room with you, and it's. I thought you were kidding when you were doing it. I thought you were joking.
when did we share a room?
We've
Oh,
done it.
VidCon?
Oh yeah, a few VidCons. Japan. Like the windows shake.
Aren't you afraid with that app though that you're gonna like listen back and be like, ha, and then you hear like, I'm gonna kill you, like someone whispering.
Somebody wrote that. Somebody
demon?
wrote to me and said that they used the app and that they didn't know they talked in their sleep,
Ooh, that's creepy.
and it creeped them out big time.
All right. Well, let's wrap this up. So I want to thank everyone for watching. Don't forget,
He doesn't want to thank you.
extra live stream this weekend. Make sure you check it out, and we'll see you guys next week.
And vote and stuff.
Vote, please.
It's gonna be too
Too
late
late
for
by
them
then.
to vote.
Bye.